Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, welcome to the NFGM Live. This is Jeremiah Kipainoi joining you live from Bomet County. Joining us is Stella, who's going to introduce herself very soon. But thank you very much for joining us today. We really do appreciate having you on this show. Remember, this is the NFGM Live that comes to you every Monday to Friday. And today we are in Bomet County. Unique county because it's quite it's just found next to Narok as you head on to Kisii, so that's a lane that needs to be discussed as well. So thank you very much for joining us, Stella. We really do appreciate having you, and I'm just going to bring you straight to the screen because we have lots of things to talk about today. And in regards to Bomet County, there are issues that have been cropping up, and publicity sometimes is not on that area. So we're just going to talk about FGM in Bomet County. Just in case you're wondering who Stella is, here she is on your screen. Karibu sana Stella, you're now on air. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you very much for joining us today. We really do appreciate having you. First of all, how are you coping with the COVID-19 pandemic at this time? How are things?
Okay, well, it's hard for us.
Yeah.
At least we are keeping safe.
Yeah.
We are staying safe here in Bomet.
Yeah.
Some few issues, but we are able to manage.
I know that there have been landslides in some parts of, in those parts, like in Marakwet, I know there have been landslides. Are there any issues in Bomet? Because I know it's not very far away from Narok.
Nope. We
All right.
don't.
All right.
Yes, we are safe here.
All right. Thank you very much. You're from I Choose Africa. I Choose Life Africa. Thank you very much. I Choose Life, right? And
I Choose Life Africa, yes.
Yeah. And we really do appreciate having you here today, Stella. How has your work been affected during this pandemic, basically?
Pardon?
How has your work been affected by the pandemic?
Okay. Personally, it's been a challenge.
Yeah.
Our work has been affected because we are coming in contact with different people.
Yeah.
As a service provider.
Yeah.
Working at STDV champion.
Yeah.
At the same time, FGM champion.
Yeah.
So most of the time, you find I'm in contact with people, and the challenge is whereby when you go to remote areas,
yeah,
whereby you get people have not internalized how to keep safe.
Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Also, the advocacy or the reporting of the STBV or the FGM issues is being affected because of the networking. Maybe people are so much afraid.
Yeah.
When to welcome you in their communities.
Yeah.
Yep.
Amazing. So which areas do you cover? Because I have heard of stories of girls allegedly from 21 to 24 years in the news recently having undergone FGM at a village called Kyongong in Bomet.
Kyongong, where that's Bomet is Bomet. That's Chepalungu.
Yeah, Chepalungu constituency.
Yes,
Yeah.
major parts of it's just like two sub-counties. FGM is majorly done.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chepalungu and Bomet East.
All right. So this is an issue. If 21 to 24 years of age, girls undergoing, young women actually undergoing FGM, is something that actually we have to talk about because it's strange. Normally we hear of girls undergoing FGM at a very tender age, but this is another issue. 21 to 24 years of age. What's the situation like in FGM of FGM in Bomet County, basically? How are things? Are they escalating during COVID-19 as well?
Okay, at the moment we have some people we have empowered.
Yeah.
Who are able to communicate to the authorities because they are doing these things like they don't have a season. It's like whenever they feel like they are doing, even maybe you get a case maybe twice in a month.
Yeah.
But now the age has come as 15 years, 25 years.
All right.
Yes.
And why is it so wide right now? Because normally I know that it's mostly teenagers that undergo FGM. Traditionally, was that the age that women in Bomet were cut as a rite of passage?
Now you find that the culture is something which has become a barrier.
Yeah.
The stigmatization.
Yeah.
Among women, not even men.
Yeah.
Among women, the old women as the ones who are stigmatizing the young ones.
All right.
Yeah, and the early marriages is the
biggest.
The thing in it. Yeah, the biggest problem.
All right. So girls are cut so that they can be they can be married off, basically.
You find that when you've not been cut here in Bomet, you can't cook for your husband. Mm-hmm. You can't cook. Nobody can eat your food.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Online. We are online at the NFGM Live pages on YouTube, on Facebook, as well as on Twitter. Just search for NFGM Live and you will find us there. This is the NFGM Live show brought to you by Jeremiah Kipaino. I, your host, as well as Antonia Sophia and Tony Mwebia. Today we are in Bomet County. This is the COVID-19 period or season, we'd say. And there are many issues that we actually have to tackle in regards to ending FGM in our counties of residence. There are so many people trying to adapt, either it's CSOs, either it's the government, and we are all trying to find ways to be able to adapt and support these organizations wherever we are able to. So please, in that regard, please leave a comment. And as you can see, they are already streaming on the screen. Leave your comment and we will be able to read them out loud. I see Emmanuel Oserem says Prince Lemayan following from Kitengela town, Kajiado. Thank you very much for that. We really do appreciate having you here today. It really is a blessing having you on this broadcast. Today we are in Bomet County and we are with Stella. She's going to tell us what she's been doing in regards to ending FGM in her county, but specifically during the COVID-19 pandemic. Before then, just a short break. When we come back, we will be rolling in Bomet County.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.
All right, we're back. This is the End FGM Live. I see K-Bear. Thank you very much for joining us today, as well as Emmanuel Oserem. Keep your comments coming in, and we will be reading them as they do. All right, so today we're in Bomet County, and most of the people who are actually associated with Bomet County would actually associate it with the very vocal governor, and very funny for those who see his jokes as funny as I do. And we would like to see the commitment that the government has put, as well as the efforts CSOs are having in the End FGM campaign in that region. But as we go on, please remember to leave your comments wherever you are, on Twitter, on YouTube, as well as on Facebook, and they will stream in live, as you can see on our screens. All right, so just heading back to Stella, we will be talking about FGM in that specific county. Stella, just speaking about that, how have you been running? What activities have you been running in regards to FGM in your county?
Pardon, Jeremy?
What activities have you been running before the pandemic in your county to end FGM?
Okay, we have activities involving young adolescents.
All right.
Educate.
All right.
The young ones.
All right.
About the effects of FGM.
All right.
Yep. Meaningfully.
All right, just a second, and we will be back in a while. Lots of interruptions here, but when we come back, we will be proceeding with that. All right, we're back. Welcome to the End FGM Live. If you're joining us right now, today we are in Bomet County. Stella represents the county, and we really do appreciate having you here today, Stella. And we're just talking about issues regarding FGM, and in this case, in Bomet County, the interventions that you have been having in that regard. Stella, sorry, lots of interruptions happening today, but let's just go straight into it. What have you been doing to end FGM in your county?
Okay, we involve young adolescents with different interventions.
All right.
Like SRH,
yeah.
Sexual reproductive messages.
All right.
Educating them about their rights.
All right.
the effects and the effects of FGM.
All right.
Yeah. Again, we include men.
Yeah.
Young men.
Yeah.
To sensitize them about FGM.
All right.
The effects and yeah.
All right. So I just want to talk about one thing that we have been having a conversation around in the past, and it's just the merging of statistics. For example, we know that Baringo County, West Pokot County, might have higher percentages of FGM compared to other languages that surround also the Pokot. So, for example, you look at the Kalenjin community; it's just like the entire community was sampled. And then the statistic now seems that is very low in that regard. How prevalent is it? Like out of like 10 women, if you would speak about it, how many women would you say have been cut in Bomet? If you are to look at how much it's prevalent.
Okay, in Bomet County, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Regardless of the age.
Yeah.
You can't tell because FGM is being done secretly. It's been done even in women who have been married long time ago.
Yeah.
They are they're undergoing FGM secretly, but approximately 6 out of 10.
All right.
I can tell 6 out of 10. Yeah.
So it's still very, very high.
Very high. Yeah.
Because the reason why I'm asking that is that I know that we usually sample these communities not per county, but mostly per community, which is very difficult sometimes because the community is very widely spread and there are different interventions that have been taken to curb FGM in different counties. And that's why I'm asking that question, whether or not it's very high in Bomet County. How to get the statistics right. Okay, so I'll just go next to the next one. COVID-19 is here. And our activities have, of course, been interrupted. What have we been doing to just adapt? Because, of course, there is the curfew, and we still have lots of challenges accessing masses as well at this time. What have you been doing to adapt to this situation?
Okay, what has given us a very easy to cope with FGM.
All right.
To cope with it
is
about a meaningful involvement with the different authorities.
All right.
Like police.
All right.
Gender, Office of the Gender.
All right.
And local administration like Nyumba Kumi representatives.
All right.
Like chiefs. So it has given us a very easy way to go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot, because I know there's lots of collaboration that usually is needed in that regard. I know that county is also as vast as many others are, but one thing that I know is also the situation in terms of resources of that county. I've been following a lot on leadership of that county because, as I had said, some leaders are quite humorous from that county, and that's why I found myself delving into Bomet County a little bit. Resources are still a big challenge in that county. How is it impacting the lives of people, especially during this COVID-19?
Okay, in the Office of Gender,
all right,
they have managed to just support just a bit,
all right,
but not so much. But now these are meaningful involvement with the different authorities, different organizations has given us easy way to reach the young ones with the messages.
All right.
With the
All right. And that's still very useful with the messaging at this time. Do you have government support while you are trying to reach out to the people as well?
Okay, no, but the government support is whereby we do referrals to hospitals.
All right.
Whenever we get one or whenever we get a case, and they are able to assist because they can't, yeah.
All right. I know Bomet...
with the funds, no.
I know Bomet has had his share of challenges, just as Baringo as well as West Pokot. The girls are at risk at this time. But one thing that I would like specifically to talk about Bomet is political goodwill. Do politicians, first of all, in Bomet, do politicians speak about FGM in public? Let's start off from there.
No, they are the ones to be empowered. They don't talk about it. Now they are the ones who need more empowerment about it.
Politicians need empowerment.
Yes.
I thought that politicians would be the ones who actually know exactly what is going on in regards to child protection.
They are not even aware.
They're not aware. They are not aware.
The church or they are not even aware what is going on in their communities, because some other times you bring a case from a certain sub county and you find a politician or a leader wondering where from, and yet he's the one representing the community. Is
it like they do not know, or they are just assuming or ignorant about it? Because I'm assuming that someone who is elected from
they are just ignorant. They are just assuming that it's not happening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So they know, basically they know, but they do not want to intervene, and that's what my assumption is in that regard.
The lifestyle and the culture in Bomet shows because of the maybe the culture.
All right.
You find many secular songs coming from Bomet that's not pleasing the community.
Right.
So I think they know, but they don't want to believe it's there.
Wow. All right. I think 6 out of 10 women being cut should be a big issue, and an issue which, if devolved from the national government, of course, there is an act that talks about FGM from a national level. Then, of course, I imagine that the county government will and definitely knows that there is FGM in that county. It is among one of the top, among the hotspot counties in Kenya. That's the 22 hotspot counties in Kenya. And so I am assuming out of the 47 counties that exist in this country, almost a half of that number is actually practicing FGM, and Bomet is one of those. Having not being able to have that conversation as a leadership, basically, tells a lot. Have there been effort by CSOs or NGOs or activists or just individuals just trying to lobby to the government to have an ear to the ending of FGM in that county?
Yes, we have more effort. We have entered many offices, of which they are very welcoming.
All right.
They are very welcoming about it to handle the cases and just to proceed on for more interventions.
All right. But do you think there is really goodwill? Of course, they are welcoming, but is there really like the goodwill from your government, basically?
In some departments there is.
All right.
Some are promising but not fulfilling.
All right.
Yep. Some are very willing to roll out.
All right.
Yeah, they are very willing to roll out. Some are relying on the proposals.
All right.
Yep.
All right. There are so many stories, and I'm just going to show our viewers this as well. Just at some discretion, just know that some of the pictures have razor blades. So viewer discretion, please know that this is coming. So I'm just going to show you some of the articles that were written in regards to Bomet, and some of them as early as this year. As you can see on the screen right now, Stop the Cut is what the headline goes on Citizen. When you take another look, 9 women charged with undergoing FGM cut in Bomet. That's March 18 this year. When you look at this part as well, 15 women charged in Bomet for undergoing and aiding FGM. That's also this year. Sorry, that's the same one. Kenya alarm raised as married women secretly undergoing circumcision. Still, this is in Bomet. That's on 4th December 2019. You can see these stories coming on from Bomet. And one thing that is alarming, and when I would like to have this conversation, when you look at the ages of these people undergoing FGM, you see it's not like teenagers. So most of the ladies actually are looking forward to going through the cut. That is not very normal among other counties. What is happening, Beth?
What is happening is the discrimination and stigma. Whenever you have not undergone the cut,
Yeah.
you've been discriminated by the community. Hence, you find a lady willingly,
All right.
willingly wants to undergo the cut because of the discrimination and stigma
All right.
among the elders.
So it's the elders that are doing the discrimination.
Yes, the elders. Yeah.
But I would assume that there are young people who are coming up, like students are now getting much more enlightened. There are people who have access to information through the connections we have, either through the education they got, or also just people who've gone to school or have access to internet as well. How is it like with the younger generation? Is there hope?
Okay, then, the interventions that we are rolling out, we're urging different CSOs, civic education to be done.
All right.
Majorly.
All right.
Especially in the rural parts of the county.
All right.
Especially Chepalungu.
Yeah.
Chepalungu.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we've seen lots of cases in Chepalungu as well. As we had told me before, that constituency has quite a number of cases in the long run. We see lots of very much vibrance in that county. As you can see, I know some athletes that come from Bomet County because they once came to Kajiado and they were running as fast as, very far actually. But when you talk about the efforts we are putting in regards to ending FGM, and basically focusing on children's rights, it seems like the traditions are still very strong in that part, because now we still have child marriage and going on as it was in the past, just for dowry as well as just for family prestige as well. Is there any hope really for change despite the traditions?
Okay, what I can say, there is a very big change. A very big change when you work towards empowering or educating a girl child,
Right.
who is a younger one, because of the early marriages. They believe so.
All right.
In marriages,
All right.
especially in the early ages,
All
you
right.
find dropouts from schools as early as in primary.
All right.
Yeah, you find as early as 15 years, you are getting a girl who is engaging in sex work.
Mm-hmm.
So poverty level
All right.
I think that's encouraging so much early childhood marriage.
All right. All right. Because I know that, of course, many people actually are pastoralists. Many families depend on animal keeping as well in Bomet. And if we talk about things like change in climate in regards to calamities that come and sweep away herds of animals, there are challenges that these girls have to face in regards to their livelihood, just being children and not being given an opportunity to explore their potential as children. One thing I would like to ask you is, are there any interventions, things like departments that are solely apart from, or even maybe the children's department that is there? Are there any child-specific programs that are put in place either by the government as well as other organizations that are working around that area to make sure that children have access to education and they can strive on and just enjoy their lives as children in general?
It's coming up now. it's interventions, and it's coming up now in Bomet, whereby different organizations, different CSOs, I've just come up to empower and enlighten a girl child.
All right.
For the education.
All right.
You find a parent enhancing education to a boy child, not a girl child.
All right.
So that discrepancy allows early marriages and this FGM to continue in Bomet.
Yeah, because they say that you empower both genders, because who will the boy who's been empowered marry? And because mostly, like, I would speak for my community, what we see is boys who have gone to school come back and want to marry girls who have gone to school as well. Not trying to divulge, but one thing that I would like to just speak about also in regards to Bomet County, because I know resources are a crucial part in regards to the safety of children in our homes. One thing that I would like to talk about is parental responsibility. I know that the people who usually subject these girls, of course, are the parents, because they are in they still practice their traditions. Is there any engagement or any even proclamations from the government of Bomet in regards to parents protecting their children and not cutting them? Have there been any proclamations either by the governor or any CECs in regards to protecting children in that regard?
Okay, from the Department of maybe a police, county commissioner.
Yeah.
Gender.
Yeah.
We have gender officer who is very vibrant in the county.
All right.
Also, the CEC and health department are coming up together.
All right.
So that they can educate first the parents about the goodness or the rights of the child, because you find parents are having disputes in their families, and it affects children mostly. All right.
One thing that I'd like to ask is, how is the government doing that? How is it running its sensitization?
Okay, the Department of Gender.
All right.
Has come up with interventions for the empowering cultures during holidays.
All right.
During whenever school is being closed.
All right.
We have this. We have the camp.
All right.
Yeah, whereby you bring together the girls.
All right.
So that they can have some programs, some sessions to be educated about it.
All right, thank you very much. One thing I'd like to ask you, Stella, is what is the biggest challenge that you face in regards to solving issues? Because I've heard of people speaking about lack of rescue homes where they would take these girls. Sometimes you see there's no cooperation from chiefs. Sometimes you see that we do not have lots of coordination between CSOs as well as with the government. What is the biggest challenge that you would say exists in Bomet County that really makes it difficult to end FGM, apart from what you had earlier said, people do it in secret?
Okay, the biggest thing is to empower both gender, men and women about it.
All right.
And the young and the old people. Also, we have something known as Kipka.
Mm-hmm.
This Kipka is a small how can I call it? Whenever the issue occurs,
all right,
some few people. You find some few people, men, are going to settle the issue without considering the victim or the survivor.
All right.
Yeah, they are just going to settle in their own way.
All right.
Yep. Also, rescue centers is a very big issue because we don't have even one rescue center.
All right.
So you find a challenge whereby when a survivor or a child is being rescued, it's very hard unless you take it to your home.
All right.
Another thing is this advocacy. the advocacy to advocate about it, because no one is talking about it publicly.
All right.
Yeah, there is no one. There is many cases which is being done in the communities which it's not being heard from the authorities.
Yeah.
We want the voices of unheard. We have these people who have issues in the community, but they can't reach the authorities to report the issues.
All right.
Yeah, especially the ones who are in total poverty. They can't. Yeah.
Wow. There are so many issues that usually crop up when you speak about children and their rights at this time. But one thing specifically that comes up is the ability of authorities to reach out. But it's very difficult sometimes for authorities to reach out if there is no community goodwill. As you had said, that reporting is a big challenge at this stage where people are not able to see exactly what is happening on the ground or in the grassroots because no one wants to talk about it. And it's an issue that we also saw in counties in the northeastern areas where communities will cover up for their relatives as well as their neighbors because it's already done and no one wants to have trouble with their neighbors or also family. So that's a big issue in this country generally. But one question I'd like to ask you again, Stella, is Bomet County is a blessed county, I'd say, despite the challenges that as you had said before. One thing that I would like to follow up is you've said that people are barely talking about it, and that's in regards to organizations that are actually working there. As you could tell, it's also very difficult to actually get people who are going to speak in this show from Bomet County. Are there people really who you think are dedicated towards, apart from the government, who are dedicated towards ensuring that children are safe at this time? Or even without the corona pandemic, are there people who you'd say are working against child abuse, early marriages, FGM, and all those sorts of things?
Yes. There are some few individuals who are willing to work, who are working despite not being engaged by the government or any organization.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have some people who are very much dedicated about doing it.
All right.
Even in churches, we have some churches.
All right.
Who are willing to support here.
All right. And the reason why I'm asking that is we have had challenges where sometimes people do not want to volunteer because they see that they're going to look or appear bad or not very, very favorably in the eyes of the community. Do you have challenges getting community members speaking about these harmful cultural practices, traditional practices in this community specifically?
Yes, very much. That's a very big challenge, especially advocating or especially reporting the case of FGM.
All right.
There is no one who wish to volunteer to tell you about it because they fear about their culture or their communities because of the stigma and victimization. Mm-hmm. You find that relatives are covering up the issues.
All right.
The issues of maybe their family members because they don't want to report the case because of the stigma and discrimination from the family members.
And that's a big challenge because I think that's a huge challenge as we look at even the headlines in our news that people who are already adults are actually going for FGM despite them not being caught while they were still young. That seems to me like a really big issue in Bomet County. But what actually surprises me is how silent everyone is in regards to that county. We're always seeing the reports on media, but hardly ever are we seeing any interventions that are being done. Unless I am wrong, are there any declarations that have been made in any part of Bomet in regards to ending FGM? Basically, things like proclamations or declarations or any vocal politicians that stood up and said FGM should not be practiced in this community. Are there any things like those in that county?
Jeremy, no. we hear cases happening in the in maybe in some of the communities, but now you find that these cases happens and it's just end like that.
All right.
Maybe the perpetrators or the victims are being brought to the hospital. No one to follow the case. No one to raise alarm about it. No, it's just it ends like that, immature ending.
Wow. And I just follow that up with, I know that there are many people who have had experiences with FGM in different levels, either as leaders as well as community members. But one thing that I would like us to talk about is efforts, like the efforts that are being put in place. There is the law that has stipulated that it's illegal, no matter how old you are, no matter how educated you are, it is illegal to undergo FGM in Kenya. But we see different people just going for the cut themselves, and we have seen arrests in Bomet as well. Would you paint a picture of how heavily really the administration, by talking about the administration here, I'm talking about the office of the president, the OCS, the policemen as well, the county commissioners. I just want to know how much are they doing, or how serious are they in regards to ending FGM in Bomet County?
Okay, I can talk about efforts that are being made by the county commissioner's office.
All right.
At the moment. It's is very supportive,
All right.
him and the officers and the colleagues, because now we have the technical working group.
All right.
That is being chaired by the county commissioner.
All
so
right.
you find that as a representative from the local, from that Nyumba Kumi representative to the county commissioner, so the report or the issue of FGM is being reported from the grassroots to the authorities. So there is support at the moment.
Okay. I know you're taking this very fast because time is also not on our side, but I'd like to ask you still, we've heard of counties like Baringo, for example, and we were in Baringo a couple of weeks ago, but counties in Baringo are having some challenges. Like, for example, we had banditry happening in that county. When you go to a county like West Pokot, because that's on that side as well, so you're going with the radar, we saw issues regarding cross-border conflict and children being abducted and never seen again. What are the major issues that you would say really affect children in Bomet County, whether it's conflict, whether it's just abductions, whether it's lack of education? What's the biggest challenge that you would say affects children at this time?
The biggest problem about affecting the young children in Bomet is lack of education, disputes between parents, the upkeep. The parents are not responsible as such. You find most children are living with one parent. That's a very big challenge.
Wow, that's a unique one. Why?
Because mostly you get the dispute between a man and a woman,
right.
And that affects children also, because you find a woman going living away from the man, and children are living with the man alone or living with the woman alone. So that upkeep of children is very difficult.
All right.
Yes.
We want to bring this to a close, but I won't go without asking you this question. I know that there have been issues in regards to education, as you had said, because of challenges. That a cause that you've just mentioned as well is family feuds. But for children who are now at home, what's their future like? How do you envision them, their lives looking like now that they are at home and not be able to access education at this time? Do you think that most of them will end up going back to school?
Wow. This is a very big challenge, especially now in Chepalungu sub-county, where I come from.
All right.
You find from a high school to primary school. Now the hardship in the poverty levels has forced these children to go for casual laborers to find maybe casual jobs to sustain themselves because of the food and the other necessities. So you find after this COVID, it will be very challenging. You will find mostly a challenge of poverty. So it's very challenging.
It's very challenging. We've been talking about
because
girls.
Even the
Go on.
You find the issue of stay at home, stay safe. It's not working because we have to work. We have to find what we will eat.
People have to find a way to eat.
Yeah, the environment can't allow to stay safe because of the community. The community of alcoholism. Alcoholism.
All right.
Poor parenting.
All right.
Can't allow children to stay at home.
Wow, that's a big challenge. I know that there are some counties that are actually classified, and I know this is not Bomet, but I know that there are some parts of this country where alcohol was banned completely, especially the use of illicit brews, and that's a big challenge in remote areas most of the time. I know that we've been talking about the girl child for very long, and sometimes we forget about the boy child. For example, if we go to places where there are bandits, you realize that it's the boys mostly who are involved in banditry. And when the government goes for disarmament, like programs, I'd say, then it's the boys who are going to get into lots of problems because they're the ones who are carrying the arms. The government has to come in with full force. What are we doing in regards to the boy child as well? Because they also have a responsibility in ending FGM.
Okay, Jeremy, that's being a very big challenge for us.
Yeah.
Because you find even the boy child are the ones now seeking for the interventions. They feel they are being left out because of girl child has been being fronted so much with the interventions, with everything.
All right.
Girl child,
All
everything, right. every opportunity is a girl child.
Yeah.
So we've measured so much in girl child and assuming boy child is not in need.
Yeah.
But now the problem, the ones who are having problems a lot is a boy child because they are the ones who are the victims.
Mm-hmm. What do you mean by that?
When you hear in Bomet, we have mostly in a certain sub-county.
Yeah.
There is perpetrators who are sodomizing boys.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it has become something which is a very big issue because the boy child has not been sensitized how to keep himself safe.
Yeah.
He knows because he's a man,
yeah.
He's supposed to be safe. But now, there is no interventions that have reached there.
Wow. Big challenge.
About FGM?
Yeah,
about FGM, we are sensitizing them about for them to refuse FGM.
Yeah.
If you get a girlfriend who has gone and undergone cut,
yeah,
we are just sensitizing from the other side of men now.
Yeah. All right, because men sometimes demand as well for their girls to be cut. They do not want to marry girls that have not been cut. Is that what you mean?
Mostly are demanding, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they are just marrying a girl today, tomorrow,
right,
to undergo the cut. But now we are just trying to sensitize the men on how good is when they are not cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Thank you very much. On the spot today, thank you very much for joining us, Stella. We do appreciate having you here today. We are bringing this to a close. And one question, as you do your parting shot, is where do you see Bomet County in regards to basically ending FGM in the next 10 years? Because you're supposed to end FGM, as we had said, we have a goal of 2030. Where do you envision Bomet being in the next 10 years? Is FGM going to end?
Okay, Bomet County needs more sensitization.
Yeah.
More advocacy, more interventions of education.
All right.
We need more support of education for both men and women.
All right.
Both old and young ones.
All right.
Both a rural or a local person to the politicians, to the people in authorities, because this thing is we are supposed to work all round to work. But now, when you focus into one gender, that's female only, it can't work. We want just to support to work all round, from the politician to the local person, from the man to women, from the adolescent to older people, so that this thing is being taken by everyone.
Well said. Thank you very much, Stella. How do people reach out to you in case they would like to further this conversation or just have an engagement in regards to ending FGM in Bomet County? Because I know there are many people who are watching you and wondering, all right, I've heard of actually a few cases that I've not heard before from other counties, especially in regards to boys and as well as politicians. Rarely do you hear people saying that we actually need to engage politicians. How do people reach out and support you, or just have a conversation in regards to ending FGM in that county?
Okay, my phone number.
You want to give out your phone number?
Oh, no. my mail,
all right.
My Twitter handle, Stash.
All right.
Yes. My email, stellaseure@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. Stella who?
First, Stella Seure.
Stella Seure at gmail.com.
At Gmail. Yeah.
Right.
Yes. My WhatsApp, Stash.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right. On Twitter as well. That's your account on Twitter?
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. This is the End FGM Live show. Just thanking you for watching this show today. We really do appreciate having you. It really is an honor being with you today. Today we've been in Bomet County, and among some of the major issues that we've talked about, I think that what stood out for me is also starting to speak about the boy child as well, because in the long run, the boys will be the husbands that will be demanding that the girls be cut in the long run. So thank you very much, Stella, for joining us today. It's been another beautiful day, and we really do appreciate having you on this show. I see comments coming in, and I'm just going to read them as we leave. Just end this show. Emmanuel Oserem says, following from Kitengela town in Kajiado. K-Beth says, good question. I don't know exactly what question that was, but are there any laws that girls must go to school? And does a school cost money? Of course, there are laws. Actually, girls, all children should have access to education, and it's actually a requirement in this country for all children to access education, and even have free classes in primary school. So no one has an excuse of not actually taking their children to school, because some of them used to say that we do not have money to take our children to school. And then she also says, perhaps to a certain grade level only. Yes, so that's what it is. K-Beth. Thank you very much for joining us today. Just to remind you that we are now streaming on our official channels as well as other extra ones. But where you want to get our live streams are on Facebook, on Twitter, and on YouTube. All you have to search for is End FGM Live. That's a progress we've made this week, and we really do have a very good things coming your way. We will be able to interact more on these broadcasts as well. All right, so today we're in Bomet County with Stella, and we do appreciate Stella represents One Live Africa, so we appreciate having I Choose Africa, and we really do appreciate having you here today, Stella. All right, till tomorrow, stay safe. We will be joined by other activists in the north, and so stay tuned. Let's have this conversation. FGM has to end, and Kenya had promised by 2022. Let's see, is it going to happen? Stay safe.
Tune in to the End FGM live show from Monday to Friday at 5:30 p.m. East African Time. Find and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at End FGM Live. Reach out to us for inquiries, to report a case, or to support the show on WhatsApp +254 73 400 7674.